Hello everybody, thanks for tuning into this video today. I really appreciate it. So today I'm going to talk about a movie called Nobody. This is going to be my next project in the Why You Should Watch It series. Nobody is a low budget realistic action film with a very relatable protagonist. It stars Bob Odenkirk, Saul Goodman himself, Connie Nielsen, Christopher Lloyd. By the way, it's so great to see Christopher Lloyd in movies. He's been in so many iconic movies in the past. RZA and others. So Bob Odenkirk plays this former assassin who, after retiring, spends his days as a family man until he provoked a Russian mobster, and now the Russian mobster wants to kill him and his family. And after he retired, he went by the name Hutch Mansell, and yeah, so he has to protect his family now, and that's the basic plot of the movie. So in certain ways, this is a very similar movie to John Wick with the storyline and things. But the biggest factor which sets these two apart is that John Wick is, I would say, more stunt heavy and is at times less realistic, whereas Nobody is a very realistic movie. It is more, and it's also very relatable as well. What I mean is, let's look at John Wick. In a John Wick film, you can see John Wick get beaten up so much, yet can see very little bruises on his face and very little injuries. And in Nobody, Hutch Mansell, he really gets beaten up a lot and things like that. You can see the injuries all over his body. And it's not just that, this movie is also very relatable, mainly because we get to see Hutch Mansell and his everyday work life, like he's working and jogging, and see his life with his family, how he's handling his family, as well as how he's handling his job. Is very dull, it's very mundane, it's very repetitive. It's like a everyday life for normal people. And one day when two burglars break into his house, we see Hutch not wanting to fight. He just lets them take whatever they want. Like, he's done with that life as an assassin. He just wants to have a normal life with his family. That's very clear. And he also wants to teach good morals for his children. He doesn't want to be a bad example for his children, so his children doesn't end up like him. But his son goes on to get the burglars, but the father didn't support him, and the son was really disappointed at him. Now remember this, the son was disappointed in him for that. This will build up, like I'll just explain it later, but this will build up. After he realizes his daughter, one of his, I think the keychain or something was missing, and not wanting to disappoint his son, who called him a coward for not taking down the thieves, he decides to hunt the thieves down. And then he goes to their house and sees that they did not have it, like the daughter's thing. And he also sees a child with them, and he's like, oh shit, what have I done? What have I done? And he gets pissed off at himself and just leaves. And yeah, this is great, really great, because we understand the reason for the stuff he's doing and the way he's feeling for things. This was all a build up to the boss, Hutch being the son. Okay, so the son being disappointed at Hutch and him not being able to do what he's done in the past as an assassin, capture the thieves and things like that, and him being very angry because he went to somebody's house who had children and intimidated them like that with a weapon and things. And yeah, so Hutch had not been having some good time recently, and this will all build up to the bus sequence. And now let's get to the bus sequence. As Hutch was in the bus, the Russian mobster's son and his friends, who were all drunk by the way, were all on board the bus and were causing trouble. And knowing that these are not nice guys, Hutch just decides, let me just take out my anger on them. Like, you understand where he's coming from at least, So he just takes out his anger. He lets all the passengers and the driver leave the bus, and then literally goes to fight them. And you can see he gets beaten up really badly. Like, there was a knife stuck in his stomach or something. It's just really brutal, and it's so realistic, and I really like that. So he wanted to have the thrill of his old assassin life once again and fights these guys. And yeah, I really like how the scenes were really incredibly realistic, because Hutch does get beaten up a lot, really gets scratches and things. And yeah, and in the movie at some point we also get to see the backstory for Hutch, why he left his job as an assassin behind and started a family, as well as live a normal life. All great stuff. Like he had this guy on gunpoint, and then suddenly he just said, and then that guy was like pleading for his life or something, and then he let the guy go, and then the guy started a family, and then he saw that and he said to himself he wanted that. Really relatable stuff, you know. And after that we see him going after the Russian mobster, because the Russian mobster was coming to him and to his family to hunt his family and kill his family, so he needs to protect his family. So yeah, this movie has quite a basic plot, but it's also very relatable, especially with the motivations of the characters and how they fight realistically. So there's nothing mind-blowing going on in the story here. The camera techniques, movements are all great here. There is so yeah, really relatable stuff. I really loved it. I think you will love it as well if you haven't seen it. And yeah, I heard there's a possible sequel to this movie. I'm actually quite excited to watch it. If they continue with what they did in the first film, basically keeping the things realistic and characters relatable, and using new storylines instead of reusing the old storylines, I would actually think the second film will be very successful. Like, you don't need to increase the budget at all. If you want to, go ahead, but you don't need to. You just need to keep what you did great in the first film, which is realism, relatability, and use new storyline as well. That's all you need for, I think, a successful sequel. At least that's my opinion. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. See you next time, and thank you for watching as always. If you like these videos, click the like button. If you want to watch more, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.